fairy tale land, there was a brave hero who was strong, dashing, and handsome. Okay, well, strong.
Hey, don't go, don't leave me here alone. Don't go, 'cause yesterday is just...
Shrek's back.
Shut it, donkey.
And this time he's cleaning swamp. Join Shrek and 9 of his friends, including Donkey,
Thorough Blast,
Puss in Boots,
Catwalk,
Big Bad Wolf,
Mega Huff,
Princess Fiona,
Fiona Time,
and more. As they take on challenges from the movie. And twisted fairy tale worlds never seen before. Switch between Shrek and his friends to battle through the spooky forest. Survive Jack and Jill's Way Out Farm. Travel all the way to the far out land of Far, Far Away. And test your mettle in one-on-one missions during hero time.
Shrek, do these pumpkins look a little funny to you?
Donkey, they're just pumpkins.
Shrek and his pals return in Shrek 2. Coming May 2004 to Xbox.
Don't leave me here alone. And I said, hey.
Charlie 90, RPGs control the path of the checkpoint. You are ordered to eliminate them. An enemy sniper could be hidden anywhere. Proceed with caution. Out. Exercise extreme caution as you proceed through enemy territory. Intel reports active enemy presence near your location.
squirrels' lives ended one night in the year 2001. The survivors lived only to face a new nightmare. It wasn't a war against the machines. It was a war against the Teddies. The Resistance needed a hero. What they got was a fearless, courageous, unrelenting warrior.
I'm back. Eat way, mother buzzer. See that? Go explode. Come on, you motherfuckers!
Ooh, that was a big one.
Conquer, Live and Reloaded.
Hey, Daddy.
Within each of us, there are two sides. Which will you choose? This fall, prepare to take the journey of a lifetime. Fable. For every choice, a consequence.
-38, backup unavailable. You have a green light to engage. Roger that. Hold here. Yes, sir. Delta Squad, execute door breach. Yes, sir. On our way. Commencing door breach maneuver. Keep me covered. Roger that. Stand back. Fire in the hole! Got a visual on some enemies. Ah! Watch out! Droids encountered. Get down to the lower level. This place stinks of blood. Target eliminated. No life reading here. Squad defensive positions. Ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jay Allard.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Los Angeles. Tonight kicks off what's sure to be an exciting week for us all. My name is Jay Allard, and I'm the head of the Xbox Platform Group, and I'm thrilled to be the first to welcome all of you to E3. What you've just seen are some previews of the great new Xbox games that are going to be out this year. Unreal Championship 2, Shrek 2, Full Spectrum Warrior, MechAssault 2, Conquer, Fable, and of course, Republic Commando. It is absolutely amazing and stunning to me how developers keep getting more and more out of the innovative Xbox platform to deliver those kinds of experiences. And that's why we're continually putting more and more into the platform itself. Tonight, we're going to show you how we're leading in software and in services. We're going to show you how we're leading in the innovation of new games. And we'll show you tonight how we're working with some of the best partners in the industry to drive some explosive growth. Through innovation and leadership, we are changing the game to uniquely position Xbox and all of our partners in this industry to lead for the months and the years to come. Everything we do begins with software. Software is the key to unlocking the potential, the real potential of this industry. It's the catalyst for growth, the enabler of innovation, and in many ways, software is what brings many of us into the room tonight. We built and designed Xbox to run great software. And we'll build its successors to run great software as well. Developers want to create breakthrough game experiences, so we're arming them with the software that's going to get the most juice out of today's hardware as well as tomorrow's. A lot of people ask how we went about creating the greatest online gaming service. And the answer is very simple. We went out, we listened to gamers, and then we used the magic of software to deliver exactly what they were dreaming of. Since Live debuted, we've rolled out 3 major waves of enhancements to the Surface. And we're continually adding new features that change the way that gamers connect and the way that developers create games. So today, whether gamers are battling it out online and trash talking, organizing tournaments, downloading and swapping content, or just hanging out and keeping in touch, there's always something to do on Xbox Live. Now, a bunch of these new features premiered 3 weeks ago. And gamers absolutely love them. So let's check them out. Now, what I'm bringing up here is the Xbox dashboard. This is what we call Live Now. It's a gamer's quick view to show you what's going on online, what's new on the service. You can see we've got some friends online, we've got an invitation, and it also talks about what's going on the service this week. It's a great place to hang out and chat with your friends. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go out and see what my friends are up to. We're going to go out, query the service, all the people that I've played with in all of the games, and he'll tell me who's online, what they're up to. So here you see my buddy Syrinx, and she's off there. She's playing Rally Sport Challenge 2. And we've got Niter, annoying guy. The Jenny and the Rock have both sent friends invites, and then my buddy Andre, who's always hanging out playing Trivial Pursuit. He's got issues. But it's Jenny that I want to talk about. Let's go see who this Jenny character is. One of the new features we just added is voicemail, which will help me understand who this person is that's wanting to be my friend.
Hey Jay, Jenny McCarthy here. I had such a great time at your place last night. Hey, let's play on Live later so I can thank you again. Because you know, Big Daddy, it's good to play together.
Yes, Jenny, it is. So I think I'll accept this friend's invite. And we'll take that up a little bit later. Now, with voicemail, Xbox Live gamers get to stay in touch with one another even when they're not online playing. And when they're sending friends invites like that, you get some context to know exactly who's making the invitation. Now, this new feature, in just 3 weeks, has already been rolled out to over 450,000 live members that have upgraded and are participating with the voicemail system. It's a great, great new feature. It demonstrates our commitment to continual innovation, and it shows how we can evolve the platform so quickly. But But it's really just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, as we move into the future, the next logical step, when you have a friend like Jenny McCarthy, is to see her. Oh, you guys don't want to see me. Hey, Jenny, what's shaking, baby?
Hey, Jay, what's up? I just lathered up my Enzo, and I am ready for some PGR2, baby.
Jenny, I got a few people over right now, so we might not want to do that. Why don't you give my buddies a wave, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the features of the service. So this is a new idea that we've gotten in development in Japan that we'll be rolling out to new gamers. And aside from seeing and saying hi to Jenny, I can tell Jenny that she's super cool. And send her a little bit of music. And I can get interrupted by my friend Peter.
Hey, Jenny. Hey, Jay. How's it going?
Hey!
Peter, what you doing back there?
We got a big announcement to make tonight, so I'll explain everything when I come downstairs later on.
All right, guys, I got a show to finish up here, so you guys will just have to finish up this conversation later.
See you later.
What the heck's going on?
Don't worry about it, Jenny. We're in good shape here.
Peter, you call those guns?
Yeah, these are guns, baby. I'll show you later.
All right, Peter, I'm going to see you on stage. Jenny, I want to see you backstage, baby, all right?
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Take it easy.
Now, there's so much we could cover in that demo because of all the features that we've incorporated. I just want to touch on a couple of the high points. Basically, you can find up to 5 of your friends online, and they can find you and join those group chats. It's not just a great way to stay in touch, but you also have great features, like being able to share cool music, send each other little tickles, and all sorts of other stuff when you chat. Now, as this service evolves, you'll be able to send video mail, just like the voicemail demo that we did before, and integrated video chat in all of your gaming experiences. We believe that video communications is the next step in our broad-reaching Xbox multimedia strategy. It's going to help us expand the audience, it's going to integrate media with games, and ultimately, it's going to revolutionize social entertainment. Now, how else are we going to broaden the audience with Xbox Live? Well, tonight, I'm happy to announce that starting this fall, a great lineup of casual games that people love are going to begin to roll out and be available on demand on the Xbox Live service. It's a new feature called the Xbox Live Arcade, and it'll allow live gamers to download their favorites. Games like Galaxian, Dig Dug, Poker, Bejeweled, and Feeding Frenzy. That's right, classic card games, puzzle games, trivia games, retro arcade games, and action games are all coming to Xbox Live this fall. And they're coming from well-known partners like Atari, Namco, PopCap, Garage Games, and Wild Tangent, just to name a few. Let's go visit the arcade. This fall, the arcade opens for business. These games are easy to get into, they're a total blast, and it makes it perfect for the gamer who doesn't have a lot of time and just needs a quick fix. It's only through software that we can continually innovate and add all these new features to the Xbox platform. Features like voice messaging, matchmaking, live alerts, live web, the Xbox Live Arcade, and later this year, video chat. That's the kind of leadership that's going to make the competition even smaller in our rearview mirror. Now, we've talked a lot about the power of software, and I think it's pretty evident in the current generation of console gaming. But what about tomorrow when all the rules change? Again, the answer is going to be software. Remember these three letters, X and A. Through X and A, which we announced a few weeks ago at the Game Developers Conference, we're collaborating with the world's best development partners in the industry. And together, we're creating a software development platform that spans Windows and Xbox. For the developers, X and A provides a great software platform and tools that allow them to make great games at a development cost that makes sense. Now, for gamers, all they need to know about X and A is that they're going to be floored with incredible next-generation graphics, next-generation sound, next-generation live play, and the best part is, it's going to play on next-generation devices. Now, every time I talk, people ask me why I don't say a little bit more about hardware. It's always software, 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 software. So tonight, you guys win. Let's talk about hardware. Tonight, I want to introduce the Celine S7. Now, this is a serious piece of hardware. Weighing in at 2,700 pounds, 550 horses, this monster can tear it up in under 4 seconds and hit 60 miles an hour, with a top end of over 200. Now, the problem with hardware is it's a little complicated and it's very expensive. Not a lot of people really have the opportunity to fully test out what it's capable of. So we turned to software, and we turned to our friends at Pseudo Interactive and enlisted their help to show what the Celine could really do. 6 weeks ago in a demo called Crash, we showed the world what it would look like if you ran one of those babies into a wall at 200+ miles an hour. Now, because the team was using these mature X and A tools, they were able to really focus on the magic. They did extensive lighting, extensive modeling, great dynamic lights, and the result was absolutely stunning. Great feedback. It was so good, in fact, that two things happened after the GDC conference. The first thing was people asked for an encore. They wanted to show it again at E3. And second, David's phone at Pseudo just started ringing off the hook, because all sorts of people wanted to know how they could get together with David's team and enlist them on a game project, or enlist their technology and bring their physics into a game. So just in case you missed it, I wanted to have an encore presentation of Crash. Here it is. That demo is an impressive first look at what developers can do with X and A. But it gets better, because not only is X and A good, it's fast. In the last 6 weeks, since GDC, Pseudo was able to take Crash to the next level, and the difference is dramatic. So what I want to show you tonight is what we call Crash Reloaded. And I want you to remember that just 6 weeks separate these two different demos. Now, so far, it doesn't look that different. You might think, well, gee, David, the best you could do is make the car green. But really what David and the team did was they added the green car. So let's see what happens. The only thing that's better than driving a Celine S7 into a wall at 200 miles an hour is to drive two of them into each other. with feeling this time. That's a great demo. It's pretty amazing and a great sign of the things to come as XNA allows developers to really focus more on the magic of their games and not screw around with the baseline tech or wrestle with the hardware. The whole point is to allow creators to move from storyboard to prototype to breakthrough games. And in just that short period of time, Sudo added the second card, the intra-card physics, and made the Crash take it to the next level. And the phones continue to call. So David's been having the conversations with the publishers, and a lot of people are very excited about taking this demo into a full-blown game. Congratulations, David. You guys have really broken the wall between us and the future with XNA. Now, XNA is preparing developers for the next generation of graphics, when high-definition gaming really resets the rules. But what about online games? Well, also at GDC, we announced that Brad McQuaid, the original producer and co-creator of the EverQuest universe, has teamed up with Microsoft on his next epic title. Everybody knows EverQuest. It's the best-selling MMP in North America. Well, Brad and his team at Sigil Games Online are at it again, and this time they're readying a third-generation MMORPG that's going to be available exclusively on XNA platforms. Sigil started with the latest Unreal Engine and has modified it to support a hugely seamless world in a client-server environment. Vanguard is also incorporating early XNA software from all of our teams to really bring this game to life. And because it's an XNA title, Windows players are going to be able to use an Xbox controller on their PC to play the game, or they could stick with a traditional keyboard and mouse. And it'll have adaptive UI based on what the user experience is. Vanguard's also going to be one of those games that uses the Windows version of the Xbox Live service to get ready for the next generation of online gameplay on Windows. And that means every player in the universe is going to be able to communicate using voice. It means that every player in the universe is going to be able to plug into that world using mobile devices. It means that every player can stay connected to the action and to the Vanguard universe anytime, anywhere, and on any device. So I cannot wait to play this game. Software is really what makes us the innovation leader in this generation. And we believe that software is going to be what is going to help us become the market leader in future generations. This benefits everybody in gaming, not just Xbox. By freeing the developers to focus on what they do best, making kick-ass games, they win, publishers win, retailers win, we win, but most importantly, the gamer wins. Xbox is changing the game, and we've got the metal to prove it. You just saw it. And in this exciting preview of what's coming this year, you're going to see it again. So strap in and hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peter Moore.
Good evening. I'm Peter Moore, and I'm responsible for delivering a portfolio of great games supported by world-class marketing. What you've just seen is but a sample of our incredible lineup, and you're all about to see even more phenomenal games that will undoubtedly redefine their respective genres. These amazing games will reflect the boundless imagination of their creators. They promise to immerse gamers in a deep, compelling storyline, and they give gamers unprecedented freedom to personalize their gaming experiences. The goal isn't just to please gamers. The goal is to absolutely blow them away. Now, before I go any further, I know there's one game on everybody's mind right now. Yes, sir. So let's end all of the suspense. Let's talk about Halo 2. It's the sequel to one of the greatest games ever made and the most anticipated game on any platform. As you may remember, we showed you single-player demo at this event last year. Well, tonight, Bungie is here to give us our first glimpse of Halo 2's multiplayer action. To take you through the demo, please help me welcome Bungie's very own Joe Staten and Max Hoburn.
The year is 2552. After a long fight, our colonial defense has failed, and the Covenant have made their way to Earth. Today's mission takes place 20 clicks north of the Covenant's primary point of incursion, in an abandoned township on the coast of East Africa. The handful of Marines who survived the Covenant assault called this place Hell on Earth. We call it Zanzibar. Now, the story might have been different if we had more of these on the ground. Spartan cybernetic soldiers equipped with Mjolnir Mark 6 battle armor. Each suit is highly customizable, from color schemes to emblems. Spartans are free to prep their armor as they see fit. But like I said, when the Covenant hit, they hit hard. Low-level infantry backed up by plenty of these, elites, the iron heart of the Covenant military. A single elite can decimate a squad of Marines. It remains to be seen how an equal number of Spartans will fare. So, since we're actually going to be playing Zanzibar at the show, I thought I'd give you a brief tutorial about the latest battlefield tactics and technology. This is an actual network game. I'm a Spartan, and Max, our multiplayer lead, is an elite. Hey, say hi, Max. You know, some things just go across cultures. Max is carrying our most brutal close-range weapon, the Covenant Energy Sword. If you see an opponent with one of these, you'd better take him down quick. And one of the best ways to do that is dual wielding. Just walk over a weapon you want to dual wield and press Y. The right trigger fires my needler, my SMG, and the left fires my needler, which actually in Halo 2 is worth picking up. Bam! I'll just save this for later. We've reworked all our vehicles in Halo 2. Like this Ghost, for example. It's all pimped out with the ground effects. But hey, the coolest feature is under the hood. And that's called boosting. Just hold down the left trigger. It quickly doubles your speed, and it's a great way to get out of a bad situation or just mow down an enemy. But be careful. If you let an enemy get too close, oh, take it! To board a vehicle, just approach a stopped or slowly moving one. From the back or front, press X. This is so fun, we do this all day. Here, Max, I'll make it easy for you. Ow. All the vehicles in Halo 2 are destructible. So watch as I go to work with the battle rifle, which, so you know, unzoomed fires 3-shot bursts, and zoomed it fires single shots. Now you gotta watch out for the secondary explosion. Max is a professional. Oh, sorry about that, Max. The Warthog has gotten an upgrade too, and it's also destructible. Hubcap. And this Warthog has a rocket launcher. With unlimited ammo, of course. So let's even the odds. Just pick this up. In Halo 2, vehicle damage isn't just cosmetic. The more messed up your vehicle is, the harder it is to drive. Yeah, I hear ya. Our infantry rocket launcher has a deadly new feature. It's called target tracking. Just zoom in, paint the target with your reticle. Whoa. And let one fly. I think I killed Max, so we're gonna try that again. Come on, Warthog. Here, Max, how about this one? Again, we do this all day. All right, target tracking, here we go. Zoom in, get a good lock. Give me your best shot. All right, now bring it, you alien bastard. Woo! And wouldn't you know it, I'm out of rockets for the most important thing. I promised Robbie we wouldn't just blow up warthogs, but take it! There we go. You like that? But be careful. People usually get pretty pissed when you bust up their ride. Luckily, I've got the ultimate anti-son-of-a-bitch stick right here. So melee attack by pressing B, or line up your target for a powerful lunge attack.
Killing spree.
Wow, a really powerful lunge attack. The game we'll be playing at the show is single flag CTF. Spartans, this is a hard insertion, tactical drop. Go up and over the seawall or jump in a vehicle and head through the gap. Elites, you have the strong point. It's primitive, human, but defend it at all costs. This power substation has lots of entrances, and some of them are more defensible than others. Elites, if you let the Spartans into your base and they open the main gate, there'll be nothing from stopping them from driving their vehicles directly into your base. If the Spartans manage to capture your flag, stop them any way you can. But keep your eyes peeled. Like our vehicles, Zanzibar has weak points. A good midfield defense is key. Elites, snipe the Spartans on their way in, but watch out for counter-sniping. Every great battlefield has history, secrets, and Zanzibar is no exception.
Finally have a street date. Love you too, man. It's in stone. Well, actually, that's not the only place it's in. You know, Jenny was checking out my guns earlier on when we were on video chat there, and I really didn't want to go into it because, well, it's kind of a surprise. But now I can tell you. So I go out with the sales guys last Saturday night. You know how these things go. And after after a number of drinks, I dropped a bomb on them. Said, guys, we got a release date on Halo 2, and we weren't backing out. They said they'd believe that the day I tattooed that on my arm. Skeptical bunch. Well, fellas, I got your release date right here. November the 9th, the moment Xbox Nation's been waiting for, Halo 2. And yes, that is 2004. The launch of Halo 2 will also mark one of the biggest video game launches in history. We'll be supporting this launch with a massive summer-long marketing campaign that will include global print and a huge television advertising campaign. We want to make an incredible amount of noise. We want the launch to be as big as the game, and this will definitely create a buzz of epic proportions. But the news tonight doesn't end with Halo 2. We have several more incredible titles that showcase what Xbox games are all about. Let's start with a partner that consistently delivers hit after hit, and that's Tecmo. In March, Tecmo captured the #1 spot across all consoles when it released Ninja Gaiden. Now, another power-packed Tecmo release, DOA Ultimate, is like a dream come true for Xbox fans who crave the entire DOA series on their Xbox. Itagaki-san, the creator of the DOA series, consistently redefines what amazing graphics mean. Dead or Alive Ultimate is the first 3D fighting game to go online. Yes, online. Talk about changing the game. Your favorite Dead or Alive games completely built from the ground up for Xbox and on Xbox Live. Elephants and giraffes in a DOA game. Who'd have thunk it? Now remember, that is head-to-head online gameplay. Doom 3 is on the way as a console exclusive for Xbox. And the team at id Software has outdone themselves with the most frightening and gripping 3D gaming experience ever created. A massive demonic invasion has overwhelmed the Union Aerospace Corporation's Mars research facility. And one of the only few survivors, you fend off shock and fear as you fight your way to hell and back in an epic clash against pure evil. Evil so terrifying that you may not want to play alone. And luckily, you don't have to, because this game has co-op play on Xbox Live. Bring on the pain! I can't wait to play that with the lights on. Also due out this coming year is Jade Empire. This stunning game is from BioWare, the critically acclaimed developer of Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, Neverwinter Nights, and Baldur's Gate. Jade Empire takes the excitement and adrenaline rush of an intense fighting game and couples it with a fascinating storyline and plot, which has become BioWare's trademark. Only by mastering the greatest fighting system and defeating the most powerful enemies will players earn their place as a master of martial arts in the world of Jade Empire.
A warrior trained from birth. An emperor who became a tyrant. An exile who led a revolution. On a quest for vengeance.
fantasy, an action role-playing game of mythical proportions. Jade Empire.
Now, if it's not already abundantly clear, the Xbox pipeline is loaded with great games. Fable, Star Wars Republic Commando, Mech Assault 2, Full Spectrum Warrior, Conquer, Far Cry, Chronicles of Riddick, Unreal Championship 2, Spider-Man 2, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The list goes on and on. This is the most impressive lineup for Xbox ever. And there's one more. We've already created a legion of fanatics with the hugely popular street racer, Project Gotham Racing, which has sold over 2.5 million copies worldwide. Tonight, I am pleased to tell you that Xbox is adding a 1-2 punch that supercharges the racing category. And the fender banging and ground pounding can only be found on Xbox. I'm proud to announce the world premiere of Forza Motorsport, the first fully customizable racing simulation for Xbox.
Pure performance, pure power, pure control. Can you handle reality? You buy it, then you rebuild it. You tune it, then you tune it more. Drive it, then you drive it harder, until it's no longer a machine. It's you. Forza Motorsport. You are what you race.
We built this extraordinary game with the help of top engineers from Ferrari's Formula One program. We wanted that level of racing realism. That's why we also designed the performance of the cars to be adversely affected by the damage, just as in real racing. Forza Motorsport sets itself apart with an unprecedented level of personalization, customization, and tuning. This is indeed the ultimate racing experience. I'm truly excited about the games I've shared with you tonight. Taken as a whole, they give you compelling evidence that we're not making claims we can't back up. When we say we're changing the game, we're really changing the game. What you've seen are brilliant new games that give gamers what they want: explosive action, drop-dead realism, gripping drama, richly evolving characters, and personalization on a level never imagined. Xbox and our amazing partners are writing the next chapter in the book of gaming superiority. Together, we're fueling a whole new gaming experience, one that will allow us to continue to build upon our position of thought leadership within this industry. And so, to pump a little more nitro into the Xbox engine, here's the man behind the wheel, Robbie Bach.
Now, I rode over here with Jay Allard, and if you've ridden with Jay in LA traffic, you know what Forza's like. So I'm both excited and just a bit terrified of that game. Now, E3 is an annual milestone for all of us in the industry. And at Xbox, this is our 4th year at E3. And with each year, we've advanced our position in the industry. During our first year, we were just ramping up to enter the video game console business. We were brand new to the industry, and people were understandably questioned our ability to succeed. The jury was out. With Xbox launched, we spent the next 2 years focused on becoming a credible partner in the industry. We said we'd build a great installed base, and we did, with more than 14 million consoles sold. We said we'd innovate online, and we did, with the industry-leading Xbox Live service. We said we'd offer great games from a variety of strong publishers, and we have. In fact, our attach rate is an industry record. We are now part of the landscape, a recognized player in the industry. So this year, our 4th year, I know it's time to change the game. We've proven we can play, now we're proving we can lead. And our leadership plan starts with delivering breakthrough games for the platform. Ambitious titles that capture the imagination of gamers. Titles that fly off the store shelves. Titles with the courage to ignore the old rules. We're focusing on delivering titles on an epic scale like Halo 2. We're going to deliver unprecedented customization with breakthrough games like Forza Motorsport. Fable will demonstrate leadership in designing games with incredible evolving characters and storylines. And titles like Doom 3 are going to reinforce what everybody knows. The best looking games, the best playing games, and the best online games are on Xbox. If great games are the first part of this plan, what's the second part of the plan? Software. This week, you're going to see and hear about a lot of hardware. Hardware will continue to get better, faster, and more complicated. And great hardware is necessary, and we are committed to producing the best hardware in the world. But it takes much more than hardware to make great games. Without the power of software, advances in hardware won't translate into the great gaming experiences that people expect. Through software, we're making it easier for developers to make great games by harnessing the potential of hardware advances. We're arming developers with the tools, the technology, and the support they need to succeed in this generation. And with XNA, we're working with our partners to ready the industry for the next generation. Through software, we're building a limitless online gaming service that allows for continuous innovation. We're constantly adding new features, new content, and new revenue streams for our partners. In this generation of game development and the next, Xbox Live serves as the very foundation of our platform leadership. We're closing in on 1 million subscribers for Xbox Live. I want to put that in perspective. Consider this. TiVo, an entertainment phenomenon, took 5 years to reach 1 million subscribers. So did AOL. So did HBO. We're doing it in less than half that time. Xbox Live, that's right. Xbox Live has become a new form of social entertainment and is without a doubt leading the online game revolution. So software is how we've innovated, software is how we'll lead. And our excellence in software defines the difference between us and our competition. Now, the final part of a successful plan, and possibly the most important, is our partnerships. The working relationships we have with many of you throughout the industry. The very partners who help bring many of the exciting breakthrough moments we've experienced tonight. Now, gamers buy magic. They love great games and services that keep them connected, amazed, and enriched. But it's not magic that develops, markets, and sells those games. It's the hard work and the collaborative effort between Xbox and all of our outstanding partners that does that. And the good news is, we've just scratched the surface. It's our belief that there is a tremendous opportunity to grow the industry over the next 10 years. Today, video game household penetration is roughly 35% in the US, maybe 25% in most international markets. The question is, how do we grow that number to be 50, 60, or 70%? We'll do it the same way we went from entering the game to playing the game to changing the game. We'll do it with partnerships. We need to continue working together to build a larger ecosystem. By delivering innovative, deeper, and more engaging experiences, we can supercharge our industry for future growth. That's where success and profit truly lie, in continually expanding our audience. Together, we can make that happen. We can dramatically expand our audience and ensure that video games take their place alongside other forms of mass market entertainment. To do this, we need to expand the range of content and creative ideas to attract new players. We can also work together to build business models that will enable us to grow the industry in promising regions like Asia, Eastern Europe, and Latin America. And we must work together to expand with services like Xbox Live, to provide people with amazing new social and community games.
Listen up, X-Heads. Recognize this voice? Sure you do. Bet you're wondering, hey, what's he doing crashing this Xbox bash? Take a guess.
Now this is going to change the game.
Bingo. You got it. The wait is over. Finally, the whole EA Sports lineup is coming to Xbox Live. We're bringing NCAA football, NASCAR, NBA Live, NHL, FIFA, and of course the 500-pound gridiron gorilla, Madden. But hold on to your ball points, because that's not all. We've got over 1 million online athletes waiting on deck. Jacked-in jocks ready to throw down anytime, anywhere. Don't look now, but online sports is about to get hooked up. You ready for Major League Mayhem? You ready for an online onslaught? Get ready to prove it with EA Sports. On Xbox Live, EA Sports. It's in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of EA Worldwide Studio Operations, Don Matrek.
Well, Robbie, you finally caught the ball.
Well, you finally threw us the ball. Really, it's great to be here with you.
Thank you. We're really pleased to be here. And now, let me introduce you to the EA Sports team live, representing FIFA Soccer, Landon Donovan. Representing NCAA March Madness Basketball, Emeka Okafor. Representing NCAA football, Larry Fitzgerald. Representing NHL hockey, Marcus Naslund. Representing NBA Live, Carmelo Anthony. Representing Madden NFL football, Marshall Falk. And finally, representing Fight Night, the greatest of all time. And of course, there's more. More blockbuster titles from EA Games and EA Sports Big. we're bringing the sequel to Need for Speed Underground, Time Splitters, Future Perfect, and James Bond will debut on Xbox Live with GoldenEye Rogue Agent, and one of the most anticipated live games from Digital Illusions in Sweden, Battlefield Modern Combat. Robbie, I know it took a while for us to get here, but EA is committed to making great online experiences and helping you grow the Xbox Live community. The big winners of this partnership are people who love games. They're going to see a lot of great entertainment created by EA for the Xbox Live.
That's awesome, Don. I couldn't have said it better, and I want to thank all the athletes and you for joining us this evening. Thanks a bunch.
Our pleasure.
Thanks, guys. We're certainly looking forward to seeing all of these great athletes and all of EA's great games on Xbox Live, starting this summer with NCAA football. So let's take a look, a final look, at some of the EA titles coming for Xbox Live.
Get down.
I got mad skills, I will get wild. I got mad skills, I will get wild. I got mad skills, I will get wild. I will get wild, I will get wild. Wild.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Games.
Challenge everything.
So tonight we've given you a glimpse of the future by showing software advancements that are happening right now. We've shown you truly remarkable games that promise to be the buzz of the show and major hits over the coming year. And we've expanded our partnerships to continue building the Xbox Live service. It's going to be a great year for all of us. We entered the game, we played the game at a high level, and now we're changing the game. We're taking a leadership position to put gaming on par with all forms of media entertainment. There's a changing of the guard in the industry. Yesterday's rules are a part of the past. As it has in the past, innovation will vanquish status quo in the marketplace of ideas. Xbox is moving to side with innovation. We hope you'll join us. Thank you, and good night.
Everybody, I'm Shane Kim. I'm the general manager of Microsoft Game Studios, so I'm responsible for all of the games that Microsoft produces for Xbox and Windows and MSN. It's great to be here. We're having a great show so far. We kicked off everything with a great briefing on Monday night where we made several major announcements. Of course, we started off things with announcing the street date for the most highly anticipated game in the industry, Halo 2. Fans all over the world can look forward to seeing that game on November 9th. But then it was followed up with a number of other great title announcements from us in Microsoft Game Studios. So we announced a new title, Forza Motorsport, which we're really excited about. This is we've got a lot of great racing games already on Xbox with Project Gotham Racing and Rally Sport Challenge, and this is going to continue that fine heritage in the racing simulations category. So customers can really look forward to a great game with Forza Motorsport. Of course, other big games for us at the show are Fable from Peter Molyneux and Lionhead Studios. That's been a hotly anticipated game, and it's looking like it's getting very close to being done. So everybody who's been waiting for that title will be happy very soon. And then what we're showing here is a little bit of Jade Empire from our friends at BioWare. Of course, BioWare needs no introduction. They're one of the best independent game developers in the entire industry. They've made a very successful game for us on Xbox, the Knights of the Old Republic, which is one of the most highly rated games on the platform ever. And Jade Empire is a brand new game that they're developing for Microsoft Game Studios that we're going to be releasing later this year as well. So lots of great content, lots of great titles coming for Xbox customers. Doom 3 coming from Activision as well. Lots of great things that we're showing on the floor. So people are really, really excited. We also talked about a lot of advancements that we're making in Xbox Live, which is the world's leading online service. Xbox Live is currently in its third generation of software advancements already. We've got great leadership in that area, and we're going to continue to advance that leadership and make that service even better for customers. We also talked a lot about XNA, which is our software development platform for Windows and for Xbox. XNA is going to enable the game creators, the artists, the people who really create the magic and the art that go behind games to focus their energies and their resources and their talent on creating that magic, and a lot less on worrying about the plumbing and the infrastructure that goes underneath all of that. So we're excited about XNA. It's something that fits really well with Microsoft's heritage as a software company. We believe that software is what's going to power the next generation. We believe the next generation is here today already with XNA. So that's going to be a great thing, and ultimately it's going to lead to better and better games and experiences for customers, which is what it's all about. And of course, a big announcement for us at the briefing was announcing our partnership with Electronic Arts for Xbox Live. Finally, Electronic Arts is going to bring their games to Xbox Live. They've been a great partner for us on Xbox already, and we're excited. Today, customers, people who love EA's great franchises, whether they be EA Sports or EA Games, can now look forward to playing their games on the best console, Xbox, and also on the world's best online service in Xbox Live. Xbox customers and Xbox Live customers who love EA games can now look forward to playing EA's games on Xbox Live. So it's a great win-win situation for both companies, and certainly a great situation for customers. We're really excited about Xbox Live, especially. I mean, this is, a long time ago, Microsoft decided to make a significant investment in developing the Xbox Live service for the Xbox console. And so we've made a lot of investments there, and what we've got today is the world's best online service, bar none. It's got great features for gamers, things like a single gamer tag, so that I can have one login, one identity across all of the games that I want to play on the platform and on the live service. The ability to get alerts and notifications when people want to play games with me. Voice chat, the ultimate social mechanism for playing games together. Now, we don't have to be together in the same room, but it's almost like being together because you can talk to each other real time and play the games together. We talked a little bit about, at the briefing, video chat, which is an interesting innovation that we're investing in Japan. It was developed by the Xbox team in Japan. That's where we're going to be testing it out. But again, building on top of the foundation that we've already built in Live, but adding the video so it's more personalization, more of that personal connection between people via Xbox Live is going to be great. We're really excited about that. Xbox Live. Another advancement that we announced at the briefing was Xbox Live Arcade, which is where we're going to bring more and more casual content now to Xbox Live and its customers. So people can play some of their all-time favorites in puzzle games or hard board games and arcade classics via Xbox Live Arcade, because we know that people are looking for all sorts of different kind of content that they'd like to be able to play, and we're really proud to be able to bring that to Xbox Live. I'm getting a lot of questions about the next generation of Xbox, and what I can tell you is that I can't talk about the next generation stuff, but what I will tell you though is what we're doing right now is we're very focused on making sure that Xbox is a great platform for customers today. And what we are building today is a very, very solid foundation of assets that we're going to be able to take forward in future generations. So when you think about Xbox Live, and you think about XNA, and you think about the titles, the franchises that Microsoft Game Studios is building as a first party for Xbox, those are all great assets and part of the foundation that's going to live for many generations going forward. So what we would tell you that is that the next generation is now. It's here. It's here today in Xbox Live. It's here today in XNA. It's here today in Microsoft Game Studios.
In the attaché case is a gun and 100 rounds of ammunition. All untraceable. All yours to do with as you see fit.
Brothers in Arms is one of Ubisoft's biggest new brands for the year. It's our first entry into the World War II market, and what you're going to see is the most authentic World War II experience ever done in video games. We've got people involved in the project like Colonel John Antell, who was the commander of Fort Hood of many 200,000 guys and tanks, to bring authenticity to the project. It's based on a true story that really happened in World War II. That's something that has never happened before in any of the other World War II games, is that we're going to really tell a story of a specific squad and in the vein of the Band of Brothers type of storytelling.
Security breach in mainframe area. Runner is Riddick. Prisoner 5421136-2.
Kitty.
You're going down.
I'm Richard Cousins, lead tester at Rare, and this is Conquer Live and Reloaded for the Microsoft Xbox. It's a multiplayer deathmatch game which features 12 maps. 6 of them can be played with specific objectives such as King of the Hill, capture the tower, capture the flag. There are 6 different classes to choose from. Each class has got its own unique set of weapons, vehicles, special abilities. This class here is a Sky Jockey. It's a light character, doesn't take a lot of damage, but his main ability is he's a pilot. There are 2 vehicles that you can choose from, the Steed and the Mule. The Steed, which is what I'm going to prepare to grab now, is like a jet fighter. The Mule is a massive transport carrier and bomber. The jet fighter is a lot easier to use, a lot more fun. Fly around and get from one side of the map to the other in no time at all. See, there's 2 enemies here. You can use rockets and a quick switch to the minigun. The main competition is the Teddies. I'm a squirrel. On this particular map there are 3 towers. There's one there which is closest to the Teddy base, one in the centre and one on the far side which is closest to the squirrel base. Now the objective is to capture the 3 towers. Once you've captured those towers, they'll turn your colour and that will lower a force field down on the opposition's base. Once that force field has been lowered, you can get into the base and destroy their artefact. I'll just show you how you capture a tower. It's very simple, very straightforward. Make your way to the capture button, jump on it, and it's done. You'll see the indicator on the right will turn green, notifying that the squirrels have captured it, and the indicator there as well. Now, at any time during the game, you can change your class, because often, depending on which enemies you're facing, you'll need to change your class. So I'll switch to the long ranger now, who's basically a sniper. There are 6 different spawn points, 3 towers, and of course the bases as well. Now the sniper's main aspect is you can zoom in so you can get your enemies at a long distance without any chance of them getting you. See his energy slowly going down, but he's going to get out of shot now, yeah. He's also got twin handguns for when he gets close. So when anyone gets too close for your sniper range, you can take him out with the twin magnums. And he's got a selection of grenades. All of the characters have got a different set of grenades. If you look there, he's got flashbangs on the left, which is basically for stunning your enemy, and then while they're stunned, they can't shoot you, so you can easily get a headshot with the sniper. And the Magnova, which is used for disarming enemies and also stopping any vehicles. Now, talking to vehicles, I'll just change the class again, and I'll show you one of the vehicles for the Demolisher. I can't be a Demolisher. Starting off with the base. There's the force field that I mentioned earlier on. That's what the opposition's got to lower, and then they can destroy the generator there and win the game. I've just got to the vehicle terminal here. Each of the characters has got their own set of vehicles which are unique to that character. He's got the Toad and the Roadhog. I use the Roadhog, which can also be used by the Sniper and the Sneaker. This has only got a single firing machine gun on the front. It's mainly used to get from one side of the map to the other. Not particularly good in the firefight, unlike the tank which is there. See the tank there, which is a Demolisher's weapon. Massive firepower, can take a hell of a lot of damage, but it's very, very slow to manoeuvre. Now, any character can get on the gun turret and use it if they like, but they won't actually be able to use the vehicle itself. Only the specific class can use specific vehicles. So any character can use the gun turret. Just hop in and out with the A button. Now you see the aiming reticule in the centre of the screen. You see as you're moving about, it'll go wide, so your shots won't be anywhere near as accurate. But if you slow down and move slowly, it'll go nearer the centre, so you can get pinpoint accuracy. He's also got different weapon modes, like the Dum Dum, which is a single shot bullet. Someone took me out big style there. You got the Dum Dum, which is a single shot armour piercing round, which is used for taking out vehicles. You got 3-round burst, which is fairly accurate, and you got full auto, which is not particularly accurate, but if you're surrounded by enemies, you just need to take them all out as quickly as possible. And I just changed my class again. It's nice and easy to do. I changed to the Sneaker, who's a sort of ninja of the lot. He or she's got a massive sword. You can attack and defend, so if an enemy's shooting at you with a machine gun, you can use the defend move to fire all the bullets back, get up close to them, and then when they reload, switch to attack, and you can kill them with a sword. Now, as a Sneaker, you can go invisible, cloak so that the enemies can't find you. And you can also disguise at any time. Disguise it. Turn yourself into the opposition so you can sneak into their base. They won't suspect that you're on the opposition side at all, and then you can just kill them with a sword or the knife. That's the only ranged weapon that the sneak has, is the knife. Everything else is up close and personal. If you manage to get behind someone, you can actually assassinate them with just one single stroke. There you go. Now this, he has no idea that I'm behind him now, which is nice. Goodbye.
Itagaki, Tomonobu Itagaki of Team Ninja. I've been working on DOA series and Ninja Gaiden, and of course currently I'm working on DOA Ultimate.
でだからデッドライブのキャビネットが1個あってでそこに人間が集まってる状態がデッドライブオンラインなんです。
What DOA online Xbox live feature is just imagine 8 of your friends, or actually 7 of your friends, so 8 altogether including yourself, surrounding a DOA Ultimate arcade cabinet and playing together.
だから例えば僕とあなたがね遊んでるじゃない、こうやってやってるでしょ。でそれを周りの6人がさこう見てられるわけ。見ててでコメントできたりね、ヤジを飛ばしたりできる。
So like for instance, if you and I were playing on the cabinet, 6 of your friends would be standing around, making commenting on your play, or making fun of your play or whatever. You can like yell at each other, interact that way, and that's exactly what you get to do.
どうだろう、まだ決めてないけど5個ぐらいかな。例えばトーナメントとか そういったプレイモードを用意してあるから、そのみんなでどれをやるかを決めてね、じゃあ今度はこれやる、じゃあ今度はこれやろうってやってみんなでワイワイ楽しめるゲームだね。
We haven't decided the exact number, but maybe we're looking at 5 different modes: tournament mode, versus mode, survival mode, that sort of thing. And just imagine, you're again standing around this arcade cabinet, 8 of you all together, deciding, okay, which mode, would you want to play now, and just having a good time as, with your friends.
で、あとそうだ、言い忘れたけど、今直接やってない周りの人いるよね。それは自分のカメラで自分のあれで好きなとこからこう見てるからさ。
So the 6 people who are bystanders, they can actually select their own camera angle and work your own, manipulate your own camera to view, the game in the way, you want to.
あなたに私は倒せない。
New transmission worked like a charm. You could see it. It gave the General a dual carburetor fresh off the delivery truck. If you thought the General Lee was
Here they come the other way. The Hawks score, and that's 10 unanswered. With the ball. Fast break. Huffman with the ball up top. It's loose. Swipes the ball. They've got a fast break.
with ESPN Video Games, and I'm here to talk to you about ESPN NFL 2005. It is a big product. It is a beautiful product. It's got tons of visuals that are going to make you stammer. And I don't even know if stammer's a word, but you're going to do that. As you go into this game, what you're going to see are visuals that are unbelievable. You're not just going to see the detail on the jersey. If you look onto a player's jersey, you're going to see the holes in the jersey. And underneath those holes, you're going to see the clothing they're wearing underneath that. That's the amount of visual detail ESPN and NFL 2005 is going to provide. As we go into the gameplay modes, you're going to see a new system called VIP system. And the VIP system is basically a way, well, we know sports gamers like to play together. They like to get in there, talk smack, play against each other. And so we've come up with a way that you can record the way your buddy plays. So when he goes home, you can still play against him. You can call him at 2 a.m. and tell him you just beat him down like crazy. That's what the game is all about. It's all about talking smack, having fun, and feeling like you're actually there. You're going to see cutscenes this year that are just much more detailed. You're going to see the players dancing around. You're going to see the tailgate parties going on. You're going to see the setups. A lot more great crowd shots. And the players are going to react like crazy. So it's just the depth of this game of ESPN NFL 2005 is unbelievable. You know, this year I think there's a key thing that I want to get across before we go into the game too much, is that ESPN is all about the fan. And not only do we have devoted fans here, but we've got devoted fans across the country. So thank you. ESPN is 25 years old, and we're just happy to be there. So what we got going on here is you're going to see the amount of detail and the visuals, these cutscenes that happen as you play. The characters and the players are actually going to react to what happened on the field. And of course, you're going to have a really nice and easy play calling system that happens as you go through. Another thing that's really great in ESPN NFL 2005 is called Maximum Tackle. So as you go, you can choose to either wrap your opponent up or put the big hit on. Now the big hit is harder to make, but if you make it, he's down. Now, but if you wrap him up, you can try to trip him up, but he can battle back and escape the tackle. That's what's really football is all about. It's the game within the game. You know, one thing that we've really focused on with all ESPN video games titles, but of course, NFL being one of the leaders, we really do focus on heavily, are the visuals, the on-screen visuals, the ESPN integration. So as you go through and play, you're going to see ESPN actual broadcast-style graphics as you play. The characters interact. You're going to have the scoreboard up there just like you would in a real broadcast. And as you start out the game and go through, you're going to see Chris Berman in an actual virtual, we've modeled him this year, so he's actually in the game talking about what's going on. So he kind of sets up each game and does a halftime report. So there's just a lot of great features with ESPN NFL 2005.
Here we are, another season for the #1 rated hockey game for Xbox, ESPN, NHL 2005. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne here with Bill Clement, who's enjoying the view from the Skybox.
Well, you bet I am, Gary. The Skybox this year has been expanded, much more comfortable, and way more to do.
ESPN NHL 2005 has lots of new features for the upcoming season. A deeper franchise mode allows you to scout players worldwide and take more control over your coaching staff.
And folks, check this out. They've got darts now in the Skybox.
We've even got a new Dream Team mode where you can play against some of the best hand-selected all-star teams around.
And check this out, Gary. That's a shuffleboard, and you just don't see those anymore.
Gameplay has been improved with enhanced stick control, allowing more hands-on movement of sliding poke checks, loose pucks, and more.
And Gary, I'm going to fill up every one of these pedestals, and I'll tell you what, the box is going to look real nice with all these trophies and unlockables.
Presentation has been enhanced now with new custom soundtracks, loads of new commentary, jumbotron cutscenes, more vintage uniforms, and ice girls.
Well, I love fish. Did I ever tell you that, Gary? I love goldfish. They are so colorful.
right. And, of course, who can forget the skills competition, putting your favorite player through special challenges to determine who has the fastest skate and the sharpest eye.
Boy, Gary, I just can't wait to get the Stanley Cup hoisted and set down on this thing. Oh, hey, wait a second. Is there trouble brewing down there?
It sure is. With a robust new ESPN NHL fighting engine, realistic moves are now driven by real player statistics.
Gary, it's a good thing we're here in the skybox because we're getting a great view of the action, and that looks painful.
I'm going to head to the commentary booth. You going to go with me?
1 second now. Got a game going on here. You can't go.
Please don't hit me.
Hi, my name's Peter Molyneux, and I'm a designer working on Fable. And this is Rick Martinez, who has been a producer on Fable since the early days, I think, Rick. Since the very, very beginning. And it's been a long, long journey for us, but we're kind of almost here. Right, what we've got here is we're just showing one section of the game, which is called the graveyard section. And this is about towards sort of, would you say, halfway through the game?
Yeah,
pretty much about halfway through the game. Remember that what Fable is all about, it's about playing a role-playing game in a slightly different way. The cool thing about Fable is that when you, as you play the game, the hero will start changing. He will start morphing to reflect what sort of player you are. And I always was obsessed whenever I played role-playing games. I was always obsessed. I hated being the good guy all the time. I wanted to do sort of mean, nasty things. You know, sometimes when I came back from work, I just felt, you know, bad. I don't want to take it out on the world. So the hero that we've got at the moment is a good guy. But we can look at another hero from someone else's save game where it's the same section of gameplay and it's an evil guy. But at this moment, we're just going through, defeating a few baddies. We've got to get through a path. Now, this is the first interesting idea in Fable. The idea that when you create a combat-based RPG game, I really wanted there to be a feel that there were 3 different modes of combat. There was the things you did with swords, close-up combat, you know, enemies coming towards you, fighting away. That's one method. The next method would be magic. You know, wouldn't it be cool to have lots and lots of different magic you could mix together? You could have lots of different spells going off at the same time. You could specialize in the magic. Now remember, if you do more magic than you do fighting, then your character will look different. If you do more fighting, he'll look stronger. If you do more magic, he'll look a little bit more magical. Then the last way of doing combat is through range combat, bows and arrows and crossbows. And you're able to stealthily pick off targets. You're able to use your skill to even decapitate people, shoot people in different parts of their body. And again, mixing that combat style together is really interesting. Now, here's the cool thing. Many games have allowed you to do that before, but not many games have allowed you to do it just simply with really simple button presses. This is not going backwards and forwards into menus. It's just saying, right, I want to use my bow, I press one button. I want to use my sword, I want to press another one. I want to use one of the 16 different spells to access the magic system that's there. So that's the combat side. That's what you would expect from a role-playing game. But what I'm going to show you now is some of the other cool stuff that you can do in the game. And these are not to do with necessarily killing things, it's just to do with interacting people. Like, this is a different person save game, so the hero looks really different at this point. He's not so famous, and he's, you know, more or less, you can't say he's particularly good or evil, but he, you know, may be taking on the side a little bit of good. What we're going to do is we're going to go into this town, we're going to play around in this town a bit, see what people think of us, and we're actually going to chat up a girl. Now, this is one of the things you can do in Fable. The idea is you're playing this role-playing game, you know, you're becoming more famous, more like a hero. If you can't at least chat up girls, I mean, Jesus, what's the point? So what we're going to do is show you how you do that, and then we're going to go a little bit crazy and see how the town reacts. So let's just walk up to somebody, and we'll use what we call the expressions, and these are just touching the D-pad on the left allows you to access these different expressions that you're able to use in the game. And some of those expressions are nice things, like they're like smiling at people or waving at people. Some of them are bodily function based, so you are able to break wind, you're able to belch, and some of them are to do with flirting with people. You can flirt with them and you can kiss them, and actually what Rick's doing now is just flirting with this girl, and he's having a really good success rate here. But I'm going to ask him now to break wind, because and just see if he. I'm sorry, you know, your chances, Rick, are going out the window here. And she's she's just turned away from that. She's just turned away. She's not so interested anymore. I'm now going to ask you to just be really rude and give her the finger and see what happens and what happens there. She's going to turn away from that, and you get the idea, the sense that. With these expressions, there's lots of these expressions. You're literally, as a player, able to have conversations with people. You're able to get people to react to what you're like. Now, that's one sense of what's happening in the game. What we're going to do now is cheat, and we're going to turn ourselves evil and see how people react if we were an evil player. If we had been playing the game as an evil character, how would people react if we wandered into a town now? This is an absolute cheat. You're not able to do this so easily in the game, but it just gives you an idea. Some people will be truly evil, and what happens there. And what you can see is that people will start running away. They'll be scared of you. They'll actually, if you start talking to this girl that I was chatting up before, she's much less likely to hit it off with you. And what that means is that you can sort of play around within that town and play around with what's going on. Because in Fable, eventually you're, unfortunately Rick now accidentally threw a fireball at this poor woman. She's now been toasted. This is what we call a crime within the town, and the town guards, if they saw that, wouldn't be too happy. I think you should just go crazy in the town now, Rick, and the love of your life is going to be lost, I'm afraid. That's the end of it. The reason you want to do this sort of cool stuff is, this is a role-playing game. You're playing the role of a hero. You're earning money for quests. In most of these similar games like this, you can spend that money on swords or armor, and that's just about it. I really wanted there to be a feeling that you could, if you wanted to, you could buy a house. If you really want to, you can shut somebody up. You can get married to them. You can have children. You can own shops. You can, end up owning whole towns. This is part of the immersive world of playing Fable. So to sum up, really, Fable is a combination between a great role-playing game, playing through a story, being the character that you are destined to be. You will get to the end of the Fable, look at your character and think, yeah, I really am a mean son of a bitch, aren't I? Or you'll get to the end of Fable and say, I'm a nice guy. Because with the hero's changing all the time, it's a reflection of your personality. And it's this amazing simulated world that allows you to do incredibly cool stuff.
I'll be all right.
Okay, my name is William Henry Stahl. I am the director of Full Spectrum Warrior. I'm going to walk you through Mission 5 right now to give you an idea of what Full Spectrum Warrior is going to be about when you buy it in 2 weeks, hopefully. Full Spectrum Warrior is a tactical action game. It plays very similar to an RTS or an RPG, but it has a lot of things in common with a pure action or a shooter. The game, you are responsible for 2 fire teams, Alpha and Bravo team, and you are their squad leader. What you're seeing right now is this is my Alpha team, and that's my Alpha team leader right there, Sergeant Menendez. Over here is my Bravo team. My Bravo team leader is Sergeant Williams. They're actually down low on ammo right here. I kind of started at a bad time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check and see where I'm at. I'm going to pull out my GPS. This will tell me where I am, what my objectives are. It's also indicating some enemies that are active. So I'm going to see if I can move southeast here to that Kazovac location. Full Spectrum Warrior is all about fire and movement tactics based on Army doctrine. The game started out 4 years ago as an Army training aid, and we learned a lot about how the Army operates, how a light infantry squad operates in urban combat. And we tried to incorporate that into the retail game as much as possible. And what we ended up with was, a really unique kind of game experience that's about as authentic as you're going to get with regards to how the Army actually operates in a war zone. There really isn't anything, oh, I'm under RPG fire here. There really isn't anything like it on the market right now. So in order to get that team out, I'm going to have to put fire on this RPG guy. Now the reason, I'm in trouble. Okay, the reason I put fire on that RPG guy is I want to put his head down. And that X is telling me that he's under so much fire that he can't return fire, which is going to allow me to now move this team, who's low on ammo, out of the combat situation into what we call a Kazovac, where I can get new ammunition and supplies. So, since the Army game, we've incorporated a lot of new features. In fact, there's about 75% new code base in the game. And most of that was done in an effort to make the game more, more like a game. The original game had a lot of simulation in it. And what that basically meant was that you could do the right thing and still have your men die, because that's the real world. And bullets ricochet off walls, they ricochet off the ground. So we abstracted a lot of those systems so that the game plays in a more rules-based fashion. So if you fail, you know why you failed. And if you succeed, you know why you succeed. So the more you play, the more you'll learn how to play, and the better you'll get at the game. Let me move these guys back here and get some ammunition. Since we've also, over the last year, included an Xbox Live component, and over Xbox Live, you can play the entire game online from start to finish, cooperatively with a buddy. So one player would control Bravo team, and the other player would control Alpha team. And it plays from start to finish exactly the same. So you would start the game, all the save points are the same, all the cinematics are the same, and because the game's live aware, and because of the way we set up the cooperative mission, you can play through the entire game, and whether you're playing online or with a friend is really irrelevant. I can play mission 1 and 2 by myself, and the game is live aware, so the game would tell me when my friend came online, and he would send me a message and say, hey, I want to join. I would go into the pause menu and say, come on in, and then we would just keep playing from where I am, and then we could play mission 3, 4, 5, and he would leave, and then I could just keep playing by myself, mission 6, 7, 8, and just keep going in that fashion. So you really don't have to stop the game and restart it again to play cooperatively. You just keep playing, and people come and go as they please. And what we were trying to do there was really blur the lines between playing online and playing individually. So what I'm going to try and do is, my objective here is to move up the street. I'm coming under fire. Move up the street west to meet up with Lieutenant Phillips, but I have an entrenched RPG nest up here, and that shield is indicating that I can't hit him. And that's part of what we've added to the retail game, is this new HUD system, which gives me information about what's going on in the world. In the Army game, there's absolutely no HUD at all. It's just the cursors, and you get your information from what your soldiers are telling you. So these shieldings are giving me, as the player, an idea that my soldiers are okay, they're undercover, so I can take this team now and maneuver them up the street. I'm actually going to move them up into this position here. And I'm allowed to do that again because this team is firing at that RPG enemy. They're going to move past. And I'm going to switch right up to that team. You notice that the camera flies, it doesn't cut. Stylistically, we really tried to go for an embedded reporter feel, or a documentary movie kind of feel. So we do a lot of things with shutter speeds and aspect ratios, frame rates, to give it that kind of gritty, embedded reporter look that we were going for. So now that I have my other team firing at the enemy, I'm free to have this team move up behind them. Now when this team moves into position, I'm just thinking out loud in terms of my tactics. I'm going to have them engage the enemy from this position. They're waiting for a guy to show up. There's my automatic rifleman. And now that they're set up, I can move this team back into the alley, moving behind the other soldiers. This team supporting the other one. And that's just a classic Army maneuver, suppress, maneuver. And now I can move this team past. And now I've safely gotten both teams past that entrenched RPG, and I'm continuing ahead on my objective. In terms of feel, the game feels a lot like an RTS game in only that it's driven by cursor systems. But there's no resource management, there's no base building, things like that. It's a lot more fast-paced. It's not turn-based at all. So that's Full Spectrum Warrior, and it'll be out in 2 weeks domestically. It'll be out end of June in the UK, and there'll be a PC SKU in September. Thanks a lot.
I'm one of the designers here at BioWare Corp, and we're going to show off some of our demo for the E3 presentation of Jade Empire, one of our new action RPGs. Jade Empire is actually one of the newest intellectual properties. It's one we're developing based on our own mythos, our own worlds, and it's inspired by the myths of legendary ancient China. You get your choice of several different characters you can select. We're going to start off with Wu, the Lotus Blossom, who's one of the deadly but very balanced characters. She's strong in both magic and speed. And we're going to take you into an area which is called the Grandfather River. It's actually one of the most lush areas in the game. It's in the southern provinces. And right now we've got a bandit problem to take care of. What we're introducing here is Hempect Ho. He's one of the followers you have for the course of the game. Ho's one of a band you actually gather around. He'll be helping you out, guiding you. You know some other followers fighting in the back. And right now I've got a bandit to take care of. What I'm going to do is start in Legendary Fist, a style actually inspired by Jeet Kune Do. It's the style Bruce Lee pioneered. You see some big heavy attacks there, light punches. And I can do a clearing move to send him away. Now what this will do is knock him back. If I want to do some heavier hits, I can actually focus my chi, which lets me build up my inner power and make my hits that much stronger. That finishes him off. And I collect the sword that he drops, which is the dragon sword Minister Shing has. So what happens here is I end up with what's called a style. It's a new type of style. I have Legendary Fist, I have Paralyzing Palm, but now I've got the longsword, which is a deadly fast combat style. The longsword has some big heavy hits, and it has some deadly decapitations. I've got the rest of these guys to take care of. I'm going to show off here is how you can switch styles in mid-combat. So for this guy, I'm going to deal with him by paralyzing, turn to stone, and then go to the Legendary Fist and finish him off with a big, powerful hit. Legendary Fist can also actually... Oh, he got me. I'm going to have to evade a few times, get clear, draw him into my trap. Oh, he's fast. And there we go. Big finishing move. Again, one of the most powerful styles, and with chi backing, away we go. We've also got focus mode. Slow down time. Move super fast because you're moving at your full speed. But your foes can be eliminated very easily in this. You only have so much focus before you're out of time. Got one or two more to finish off. Combo there. Picked up a new power-up which gave me more focus. And for this I'm able to do nice sharp hits. I've got my health and my chi fully charged, 3 styles, so I should be in good shape. The question is, what do I have to face next? As with all of Bioware's games, we've got full lip syncing for all the characters. Or sorry, I should say all of our games since Knights of the Old Republic. The full lip syncing, you have your choice of dialogues, different paths, your characters can be good or bad. This is the, it's my sword, I'm keeping it. You'll notice here, he's awfully upset, so he's got a frown, he's a little more gesticulating. Bandits don't pose any threat at this point, but we haven't met their leader yet. My 2 friends have been eliminated. To deal with him, I'm going to switch into what's called focus mode again. You can see how slow the bolts are. Able to take him out with this. As well, I'm going to go over to what's called our amulet. It's a special artifact you find over the course of the game that lets you customize your character, more health, or in this case, I'm going to use a very temporary power that makes me virtually invulnerable for about 30 seconds. You see here, visual effects so I know when it's active. And he can't hurt me while he's hitting me. He's healing, so it's time to unload. See if I can send him flying. Yep. And we'll finish him off if we can here. Turn him to stone, and a nice big kick. And that finishes him. As always, we're telling our story through a series of cutscenes. They'll be, integrated right within the story, and a lot of it will be in-game engine as well. We've got the beautiful rim lighting, the lush environment, so we want to use that as much as possible. There we go. Reinforcements have arrived.
producer at Microsoft, working with Rare on Cameo, The Elements of Power. Cameo is an action-adventure game that stars Cameo as the main character. She's actually an elf princess, and she's got these special capabilities where she can turn into different monsters that she collects through part of the game. For example, one of the monsters right now, this is Chilla. He's an ice gorilla, and some of his special powers are he can rain down icicles from on high, or he can throw these icicle spears at trolls in the game. Another monster is Major Ruin, who's an armadillo. You can use him to jump wide gaps. He can also stick trolls to his thorny spikes on his back. And next we've got Pummelweed, who's this flower boxer who likes to go in for close range combat, and he can also go underground. As I mentioned earlier, Cameo is an action-adventure game, and you spend a lot of the game is you are trying to collect these different types of monsters that Cameo finds throughout the world. There are 10 in total, and they are divided up in different elements. There are plant monsters, water monsters, ice monsters, snow monsters, and rock monsters. And as Cameo collects them, she uses each one of their unique powers to either combat the trolls, negotiate different environmental puzzles, or actually solve different puzzles in the game. Right now I'm going to jump ahead to another combat scene in the game so I can show off some of the powers of these different monsters. So the reason Cameo's in this game is Cameo's twin sister, Callus, was jealous that Cameo was picked to be the next queen. So Callus, in her jealousy, released the evil King Thorn, who in turn captured Cameo's mother, the queen, and Cameo's ancestors. And so Cameo's trying to go through the game and free those ancestors from King Thorn and the trolls. Right now, at the end of the game, she's attempting to attack King Thorn and his castle, and she has to combat these different trolls that are about. Right now, I have Major Ruin, and you can see these trolls sticking to me as they run around. I can switch into Chilla, the ice monster, and try and hit these guys from afar. But they're real close, so I'm going to switch to Pummelweed, one of my favorite guys that are close in combat. Right now, you can see one of the special powers of the combat system in the game. As I hit these guys, I can actually go into this slowdown mode, which we call Warrior Focus, which allows me to run up my score. At the top of the screen, you can see the white numbers rolling past as I run up my score. This boss is called the Forest Boss, and he is at the end of the forest world. There are actually 6 different worlds in the game. Right there, I just showed you Thorn's castle. There's a forest world, a snow world, an underwater world, and 2 other ones as well. Here you can see the forest boss, and it really shows off the great character development that Rare is known for. Whether it's these monsters we're fighting, these bosses we're fighting, the trolls, or the different monsters. Like here's another monster we haven't seen yet. This is Rubble, and he's a big pile of rocks that he can shoot out. But for this puzzle, I need to use the underground capabilities of Pummelweed to knock these exploding shells into the tree base. Now check out the trees here. His leaves are like a big afro, and now we can see the trolls are coming out, he's shaking them out. Like most bosses in the game, you have to use more than one monster to defeat the boss. So right now, I've used Pummelweed to make the boss vulnerable, and now when the boss laughs, I actually lob rocks into the mouth to do damage to the boss. So it's a great example of how I'm using both multiple monsters as well as the unique capability of each monster to defeat these bosses in the game. So Cameo is a great action-adventure game. We think it's going to appeal to both young teens and adults alike.
Hi, my name's Chris Parker. I'm the producer of Obsidian Entertainment on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. And the demo I'm going to be showing you today is taken from 2 levels from that game. Now, the game itself is set in the exact same time period as the first game, which is about 4,000 years before the events of the movies. But the story in the game picks up about 5 years after the events that took place in Knights of the Old Republic. Now, this first level I'm showing you is a pretty interesting level. It's Telos, and it really sort of demonstrates a lot of the methodology that went into our work on the sequel. It was actually mentioned in the first game, but you never actually got to travel there. So now in the sequel, we're building upon that history and that backstory and letting you go to this planet that was mentioned quite a bit in the first game. One of the first things you'll notice is that we've tried to, as much as possible, really breathe breathe life into the areas. So for example, here we've added lightning, we've added rain, there's new characters that have been added into the level, and really we think that this creates a very immersive level that will actually draw the players in. Now Telos here is one of 7 different worlds that are in the game, and each of these worlds is made up of a variety of different environments. So the player is always going to be seeing different things and having different experiences on each of the worlds. This character over here that's busy fighting is Mira. She's a bounty hunter, and she's one of 10 new characters that's actually able to join your party in the game. But not all the characters that can join your party are brand new for Knights of the Old Republic 2. There are actually a number of characters who are coming back from the first game, and they fill a variety of different roles. They can either come back in some cases to join your party again, or in some cases they simply come back serving as cameos and taking place in the story, having minor roles within the story. I'm going to go ahead and load up another level here, and this is a Sith tomb that you get to much later in the story. And one of the really interesting things about this game compared with Knights of the Old Republic is that you get to start the game as a Jedi. And that was based primarily on consumer feedback. People really wanted to start the game as a Jedi. So you start by picking from one of 3 different Jedi classes. And what you find out really early on in the story is that the events in Knights of the Old Republic have really left the galaxy in a state of turmoil. There are numerous very powerful Sith who are all vying for the title of the Sith Lord. And they've sent out hundreds of Sith assassin and Sith soldiers to hunt down the last of the Jedi. And you find out early on that you actually fall into that category. So, just like in the first game, as you overcome all of these obstacles that are presented to you, you're forced to make moral decisions and choices. And these can push you down the path towards the light side or down the path towards the dark side. But something that's new is that the decisions you make won't only affect your character, they'll actually have the potential to affect the companions that are traveling with you as well. Now, we've added over 60 new feats and force powers into the game. An example here is Force Sight, which allows you to see the life force of living beings around you. It also lets you see those through doors and detect whether they're light or dark side creatures. So for example, the character I'm playing right now is heavily dark side, so I glow very red. And obviously these guys at the end of the hallway are as well. Some other examples of those are Force Confusion,
break the ritual now,
which allows you to turn weaker-minded opponents against each other rather than having them fight you. And Force Crush. And Force Crush is a devastating dark side power. It allows you to suspend an opponent up in the air and crush them with dark side energy. Now, I'll proceed through one of the dialogues in the game here that, of course, sets up the story, which is one of the most important parts of the game. To go ahead and get in a fight with these guys. Now, one of the things that we really thought was just a superbly done thing in Knights of the Old Republic was the lightsaber combat. One of the ways we've tried to improve that is by adding more lightsaber maneuvers and more animations into the game. But not just adding them in, actually tying them to your character's progression as you go through the game. So as you become more powerful in the game, this is reflected in the combat animations that your character uses as they use their lightsaber. So that's it. That's just 2 levels out of the 70 different levels that are going to be available in the game when it ships in February of 2005. It's going to ship on the Xbox and PC simultaneously, and of course you can play this over in the Xbox booth. There's more to the demo than I've been able to show you here, but that's pretty much it.
I'm Denny Hurley from Day One Studios, and we're here to talk about Mech Assault 2 Lone Wolf. Right now, we booted up. We're playing in a multiplayer game, and I'm coming in as the pilot. I've got a choice of multiple different vehicles to get into, which is a departure from our original game, which was Mech Assault 1. Right now, I'm going to get into the VTOL, which is the vertical takeoff and landing vehicle, which is primarily used to get and to resupply as well as provide support to the different people in the field. Right now I'm engaging a couple of the enemy mechs. I don't know who else is on my team and where they are, but they're not giving me a lot of support right now. So conveniently I'm destroyed, and I go back to my spawn point, and I'm going to get into a little more powerful craft, which this is the battle armor. Now I've got some support out here. The key thing with the game is the multiplayer, these different vehicles, and I'm able to get in and out of the vehicle at different times. I'm going to try to jack this guy here. And this is going to take me out and try to take his mech away from him. So now I'm going to get, he just got destroyed again because the mech got destroyed. But that gives me the ability to take his mech offline and allow to play the game a little more tactically with my buddies because we can work together on that. Let's see if I can get into a tank over here. All right, let's tell you what, they're all taken, so I'm going to get in this mech. Now I should be able to dole out a little bit more damage. Let's see if we can get into the city here. But like in Mech Assault 1, we've paid a lot of attention to the damage destruction of the buildings. This building ahead of me here, you'll notice that we're actually extruding the holes in it, and as it gets destroyed, let's see if I can stay away from an enemy mech for a second. Whoa. I can actually use the building for as a weapon as well. If I can get it to fall on an enemy mech, then we'll take him out. He's a little bit bigger. And as you can see on there, right now that building, there's got an internal structure to it, which is new for Mech Assault 2. And the parts coming off of the building also provide damage and will damage other players. So there's a little bit of a splash damage due to the building coming down. There's another vehicle, which is the tank. It's got some very specific uses. One unique thing about the game is these vehicles interact with each other. So if I had somebody flying a VTOL, they could actually pick up the tank for me and take me to a location that the tank may not be able to go by itself. This gives us some strategic initiative. Let's see if we can take this guy out. I'm tired of him. It gives little strategic differences and a little more variety of gameplay than what we were able to accomplish in our first one. The tank has a weapon that allows a little bit easier knockdown. That guy's jettisoned out of it because he realized he was going to explode. Now there's a little pilot down there. We're going to see if we can take him out. All right, we'll get the kill for that one. Now, if I like that mech, he's a little damaged, but we're going to give him a ride. See if I can get in that mech since it's been abandoned. Now I've got my very own Mad Cat. So we're back in the game. Charge up some PPCs and let's go do some hunting here. All right, where'd you go? Maybe we'll just blow up some buildings. End the game. So it just shows that I have a difficult time talking and playing the game at the same time as I end up in last place. Our single-player game is going to be much more immersive than what we did on the first one, primarily by telling the story in the game and allowing people to interact with more characters, give them a little better texture and flavor for what the Battletech world is all about.
We gotta see where they're shooting from. Fuck me! Yeah!
Just up ahead.
Got to him too. We better haul ass. Get on that gun and put out rounds. Mayday, mayday.
Cubs need to make something happen right here. With their backs against the wall, it's now or never. There's a drive way back, going, and it's gone! A home run!
This is MLB Slugfest Loaded.
Boy, he crushed that one like a nut crusher.
It's over the top. It's on fire. It's in depth. It's online. It's loaded. This is MLB Slugfest Loaded. Coming June 2004.
My name is Ed Boone. I'm a game designer for Midway Games, and I'm going to demo Mortal Kombat Deception. Mortal Kombat Deception is the 6th version of Mortal Kombat in a sense. I think the team was going to really wanted to decide to do a lot of dramatic improvements to the fighting system, and those improvements go along the lines of the backgrounds and the roles that they play in the outcome of the fight. We really wanted those, all the different backgrounds and the various sizes and shapes and functions to be as influential to the outcome of the battle as the characters that were picked. We really want people to care, where am I standing in the background, where are the positives and where are the negatives, the positives being weapons that they can pick up, the negatives being these new danger zones and death traps, which we've introduced to Mortal Kombat Deception as well. And just the mix that is of all those backgrounds and the different characters makes for the most unpredictable outcomes in the fighting from any Mortal Kombat game before. In addition to that, we've added 3 new modes of play, 3 new dramatic modes of play, all of which can be games in themselves, and package them all together into one game that we're calling Mortal Kombat Deception. I'll go through the various modes of play and give you kind of a brief summary of some of them and how they function. The game's going to have 24 selectable characters for the fighting game. We've retained the 3 fighting styles from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. That was very successful, and we were very pleased with how that turned out. But we're making the various fighting styles more different from each other than they were in the last games. The backgrounds, like I was describing before, are very integral to the outcome of the fight. If you notice here, I'm fighting Baraka, and he's from Mortal Kombat 2. I'm smashing him through the background here. He lands downstairs, and you can notice a weapon that's behind Baraka right now. I'll try to go over and grab it here, see if I can show you an example of some of the positives. So I'll grab the weapon here, which is one of the more stronger weapons in the game, and this is a great advantage to me, but there's also a risk that you take in grabbing weapons, so it's kind of like a balance. You notice at the top of the screen, under the player's power bars, there's these things called fight state indicators. These are little lights that kind of reveal the various states that your fighter is going through. As I'm attacking, you'll notice that my button is, or my light is red. As he's reacting, his light comes blue. And what the red light indicates is basically when you are susceptible to a counter. So you become a lot more open to more damage, and when he's reacting, he's in a combo. You see his light is blue, and that means he cannot block additional attacks. Mortal Kombat wouldn't be Mortal Kombat without special moves, so we have a bunch of special moves that are each character still has hidden special moves, button and joystick combinations. And I'll show you another fight here. It gives you a good demonstration of another one of our interactive backgrounds. This background's called the Slaughterhouse, and it's 2 floors basically. Downstairs, there's one of these death traps that we were talking about before. Oh, well, let me see if I can blast him downstairs here. There you go. So we land here downstairs, and then you'll notice there's a weapon down here, and there's also this thing called a death trap. See if I can knock him in here. So when you get killed by one of these death traps, no matter what happens, how much power you had, how much power anybody else had, the round is over. And that's kind of like a real reversal of events. What's so fun about this is that it makes the fights much less predictable. There's no, you can't predict at any point in the game when a fight is going to end or who's going to win the fight. And we love that unpredictability that has been introduced in Deception here. So I knock him off and the round is over. He falls off the building and meets the pavement down below. Let's take back to the main menu here and show you another one of the game modes. Like we said here, we have the fighting game. We've added a higher level chess strategy game, which is kind of like a combination of chess, Mortal Kombat, Archon, Stratego. We have a puzzle game, which is kind of like along the lines of the Tetris or Puzzle Fighter. And we have a single player conquest mode, which is where the player basically he's in like an action adventure game, running around, interacting with all the Mortal Kombat game characters who've ever been in a Mortal Kombat game, and exploring the various universes. And then one of the most exciting things is Mortal Kombat is online. This is the first Mortal Kombat to be online, both PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And we're very excited about the fact that you can play all three of the modes in Mortal Kombat Deception online against other people. I'll give you a quick demonstration of some of the board game that we have here, Mortal Kombat Chess, and then we'll wrap it up. Right here, you can see the goal here is to set a trap. You really want to kind of disguise where you're setting this trap so your opponent doesn't know which square it is, and basically, if your opponent runs into that square, he gets he loses that piece. You'll notice here that the computer's casting a spell on me here. It's just killed one of my pieces. One of the pieces in the game is called the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer actually can cast spells, and you can heal, teleport, resurrect, protect, kill, imprison, exchange, and sacrifice. All of these are available for you. So he had just killed one of my characters. I'm going to resurrect him, put him back on the square where she belongs, and continue. Now, if that had happened before, this is one of my grunt pieces, which is essentially the pawn piece. I wouldn't have resurrected him because I would have saved that spell for a more important character like the Queen or something like that. And the way that the fighting comes into play is whenever the characters or the pieces try to take another piece, you play a round of Mortal Kombat to determine the outcome. That basically wraps it up. I love the puzzle game, the conquest game, the online game, all of which are packed into this one, gigantic game that we're calling Mortal Kombat Deception. We're very excited about how people are going to enjoy all these games, especially online. And Mortal Kombat Deception is on sale in October of 2004.
Hi, my name's Assam Ahmad. I'm head of PR for Sega Europe. We're looking at Outrun 2 here, which is coming exclusively for Xbox. We're now just going to enter a two-player game here. I'm going to choose my favorite car, which is the Testarossa.
Automatic transmission.
So this is basically a demo version of what will be in the full game, and it's essentially pretty much a 100% arcade port, because the arcade version of Outrun 2 is of course based on the Chihiro arcade platform, which is based on an Xbox 2. I'm going to enter a two-player game here with my buddy Brett, and I think I'm going to beat him. So the full game's going to have all the same modes as in the arcade, including the outrun mode, which we're playing now. We're playing this in two-player mode. We've actually got it linked up here for four-player if we want to. We'll also have the heart attack mode, as well as the standard time trial mode from the main arcade machine. But we're also going to be adding a whole bunch of features for the home console version on Xbox. We're looking at an extensive mission mode to give the one-player game a bit more depth rather than just racing from point A to point B. There'll be various objectives and missions to accomplish. We're keeping a bit of a lid on that at the moment. We're kind of going to reveal those later, so we're not going to give too much information. And then there's of course going to be Xbox Live features, which is going to be one of the best and biggest things about it. At the moment we've got it working in 4 players. We're going to try for 8 definitely, if not more. And Xbox Live is going to have a lot of features that you'd expect with Xbox Live games, such as high score tables, things like ghosts, etc. But exactly how it's going to work, we've still yet to decide. Oh, I've just been overtaken there. I was doing so well. Hey, baby. I'm going to drift around this corner now, I think. Oh, get out. Oh. Slide around that corner. Yeah, the drift. Come on, go. I ain't telling you. Oh, there we go. And I'm taking him on board. If you just dab the brake and then power down with the throttle, then you can do it. Okay. Oh, he's hot on my tail. I can see his marker. This game is so lush. I mean, it's all about the beautiful journey. That's what Xbox is about. The outrun's about. Here we go. Here we drift. And we're drifting. Nice. And again. Oh, she's enjoying herself. She's shaking her hand there. It's amazing. Outrun 2, when it hit the arcade, it turned into one of the most popular games there. And we've managed to convert it, as you can see, pretty much 100%. And it's just beautiful to look at. That's the whole point of the game. It's the beautiful journey, as we like to call it.
I know you're winning, but show me how well it works out when you get an opportunity to smack into something.
Oh well, there's a good little S bend coming up here, and I'll show you a bit of a wipe out here. Just after this bend here. Let's wipe out. Yay! There we go. I think I've still got enough time. Oh, he's catching up quick. Yeah, she likes that. Come on, dude. And we're crashing again. I'm just playing with him now. Oh no, he's coming. Oh, he's taking me. Oh no. A bit of a fender bender there. Oh, he's taking me there. Oh, he's worked out drifting as well. Look at that. 2-player slide. Oh no. Just a little bit too far. And we're going to take the hard route again here now. Oh, night time. Am I going to make it? Yeah. There we go. That was a tight one there. I think they've made it too easy for the show here. I think it'll be a lot harder in the final game.
Die! Kill her now! Get me down! Get me down! Get me down! What's that noise? Die! Stand still! Kill her now! Die!
Stand still!
Can you help me?
Hallelujah! Stand still! Stand still! Stand still! Killer now! Die! Stand still! There, killer! Stand still! There, killer! Quick to me! Killer now!
Philadelphia's favorite son, weighing 190 pounds, the Italian stallion, Rocky Balboa!
Round one. One, two, three, four.
Hi, this is Brian Shields of Acclaim Entertainment, brand manager on Showdown Legends of Wrestling. Showdown Legends of Wrestling is the ultimate wrestling supercard. 73 of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Hulk Hogan, Randy Macho Man Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Sting, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. We even have former WWE champ Eddie Guerrero as part of the Showdown. Legends will also have the first ever classic matches where you have the best matches of all time where the venues that they took place. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant in the Pontiac Silverdome. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at Madison Square Garden. The list goes on and on. It's tied to unlockable content, wrestler outfits, arenas. Showdown Legends of Wrestling will also have first ever for wrestling games, 3-man commentary. Tony Schiavone, Larry Zbyszko, Bobby the Brain Heenan, they make the call. We have the match types that the gamers want to see. Ladder match, table match, Iron Man, First Blood, Hardcore, 6 and 8 man tag. We also have over 3,000 storylines in the first ever era-based career mode called the Showdown Challenge, where you'll be able to go through the 70s, 80s, and 90s to see if you have what it takes to beat the icons of pro wrestling and the ultimate icon, Hulk Hogan.
Ultimate Warrior brings him down with a reverse clothesline.
Showdown also has the greatest managers in wrestling history. Bobby the Brain Heenan, the Grand Wizard, Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart, Mr. Fuji, and they get involved in the matches.
Stinger turns the table. How did he get out of that?
There are over 5,000 moves. Each wrestler has their own taunt, their own move set with specific moves and finishers. We also have entrance themes written by Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart. The green bar is your stamina. The yellow bar is your momentum meter. Once that's full, you'll be able to do the wrestler's signature finishing move. So for Sting, it's the Scorpion Deathlock. For Ultimate Warrior, it's the Press Slam.
I'm David Cahill. I'm here to demo Spike Out Battle Street for you. It's a Xbox game. It's actually the very first online beat-em-up game for the Xbox, and it's a lot of exciting stuff coming for this. I'm just going to show you some of the features of this game. It allows online co-op play for up to 4 characters at a time. There's a lot of goodies that you get along with it. As you see, the combo moves, the fighting is, oops, come on, come on. I love doing that. Come on. The game allows for downloadable outfits, downloadable tattoos, hairstyles, whatnot. Keep your player looking fresh. There's also supporting online ranking systems for Xbox Live, which is especially great for online players. Bragging rights, which are vital in this sort of a game. But I'm going to get into this area here where I'm just going to get my ass kicked. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. You have basically short attack, long attack, hard attack, and special attacks. You have the meter for those combos, everything that you've got in any fighting game, two-dimensional fighting game, you've got now in 3D in a huge environment, and this is probably one of the titles Sega's coming out with this year that I'm most excited about, just for that basic fact. You've got everything that you would have had in a one-on-one 2D fighter here in a huge environment. You can play online with you know, up to 4 people at a time. That's one of this guy's sweet moves.
You have branching paths?
Customizable characters. That's one of the main issues with this game. Is they wanted to keep the players fresh. They want to give maximum customizability to Xbox Live players, and the ability to receive bragging rights over rankings, and you know, the tattoos, all that what I spoke about. It's probably going to make this game very interesting in the Xbox Live community.
You want to give us a release date?
The release date is this coming winter, which is well, we call winter 2005, but it's probably after December. And you know, Sega's very excited about this game, as you can see from the presentation we've got here. This is just a demo level. I couldn't exactly say how many levels we're going to be having. About 20 plus hours of gameplay, not to mention online play, which just makes this game endless amount of time you can spend playing with this. So I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope you guys are too.
We've captured a command post.
O'Brien. I'm the assistant producer on Star Wars Republic Commando. Star Wars Republic Commando, it's a squad-based first-person shooter that features our innovative one-touch squad control system, which ultimately makes the squad the player's ultimate weapon. Now, like most FPSs, we're going to have a ton of great, unique Star Wars weapons we're going to give players, blaster rifles, rocket launchers, but ultimately the squad will be the player's ultimate weapon in their arsenal. And how do we achieve that? We have this very unique one-touch squad control system that I'll be showing you in a second. And what you're seeing right now is an in-game mission briefing. We never take the player out of this sort of first-person view throughout the entire game. Now you watch the squad as they go forward. They're in different command modes, and I'll get into that in a second as well. But you know how they instinctively take up different cover points throughout the world. Now the one-touch squad, basically, as I point the reticle at a particular area, you'll see that these holographic images come up to give the player sort of a contextual reference point in the world to show them what the squad would do. Now we know we need to get through this door to attack some enemies that we saw go to the other side. So with the touch of one button, I'm able to send the squad to do a door breach. You notice they'll take up the positions just like you saw. Now if I wanted to, I could go up there and actually set the charge myself, and we'll have a lot of different ways for the player to actually perform door breaches. The squad will instinctively attack any enemies they encounter on the other side. Now in this demo, we're actually on the planet Geonosis, which Episode 2 fans will remember from the movie. But we're going to have 7 unique different environments and 15 different missions. We go from Geonosis to a Federation core ship, to the surface of the planet, as well as a Republic assault ship, and the planet of Kashyyyk, the Wookiee homeworld. Now you notice as I move forward, I have the squad in a search and destroy, which is like sort of an aggressive posture. They will instinctively, as they feel me coming up from behind them, continue to move forward and through the environment. This is another example of the one-touch squad. I can see across the way that I've got some enemies on a bridge, so I take out my sniper attachment. But I don't want to snipe these guys by myself, so I'm going to actually have one of my commandos perform a snipe maneuver. And you see the rest of the squad will instinctively react as the enemies come across. Now, some of the other commands I can give the squad are like secure position, form up, search and destroy, recall. All these are just done by holding down one button on the controller. Very simple control scheme. We don't want to bog the player down with a bunch of menus or having to pre-plan the squad's activities. Very simple, very easy to learn. We want to keep the player immersed in the gameplay at all time and have that forward-feeling momentum. Another example, as I take care of this guy. Another example of this, you can see down there. I'm going to go ahead. I don't know what's down there, so I'm going to have my squad go ahead and go down and secure that area as I take out my anti-armor attachment. As the enemy shows up, oh, accidentally got one of my guys, but that's okay. One of the great things in the game, actually, you don't have to worry about your squad because they'll instinctively heal each other as they go through the area. So one of them becomes incapacitated for any amount of time. Once the combat's over, the other squad member will go over, and you'll notice this guy's going to actually go over to a back-to-healing station and instinctively replenish his health, which you can see in the lower left-hand side of the HUD there. Now, I can also send guys over there if I want to. If I see a guy who's really low and I don't want him to get taken out, I can actually command him to go over to a health station and heal himself. I'm ready to actually go down into a Geonosian hatchery. I don't know what's down there. It's a dangerous area. So I'm going to actually lob a shell down there, and I've sent my squad in to secure the position. Now, these are Geonosian warriors that you're seeing right now. And we also have some Geonosian drones, these little guys that hatch out of these, kind of a swarm enemy that come out of these eggs. Now, because it's kind of a dangerous area, there's a potential for a lot of hostiles to come through here. I've actually set up one of my guys to actually cover the rest of my guys as I send them down to the end of the room down here. Now, as I move into this next area, other enemies that we're going to have are Federation separatist droids, like battle droids, super battle droids, droidicas, advanced spider droids. And in this case, I'm actually taking out my EMP grenade. Different types of weapons have different effects, or more effective against other enemies. Now, I've located the jamming device that I need to destroy on this particular mission in order to restore communications with my advisor.
So I'm going to throw some EMP grenades out there to kind of clear the path. Have my guys secure position. And move into the air to kind of investigate it. And you can see I got a lot of Geonosian warriors coming after me from all different directions. My squad's taking them out. Whoa. And you can see the jamming device actually distorting my HUD visor there with the interference from it. We're also going to have multiplayer for both Xbox and PC with a 2 to 4 player split screen on Xbox. Deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag. Now in this case, I need to get up in, you can see my objective in the top of the HUD there says disable jamming device. So I've set 2 guys to cover me. I'm going to have the third guy, the third commando, go up and disable that. Now if I wanted to, I could go up there and disable it myself, but I'm going to provide cover as you watch my commando move across. And you can see that, again, there's a contextual hologram there that shows the player what's going on. So we've successfully disabled the shield. I'm going to recall my squad and head back over to the jamming device so I can destroy it now. The game's going to be coming out this fall on Xbox and PC. And we will be featuring some unique Episode 3 characters that kind of tie into the Episode 3 movie. And there you can see it. Destroy the jamming device. I've completed my mission.
64 through 70 have been taken offline. Was it a trap?
Let's blow these guys to bits.
Sector 75, come in. Sensors indicate total defensive breach. Sector 76, status report immediately.
Tron 2.0.
Sector 76 impossible.
Root level control has been restored, sir.
Hi, my name is Jim Brown. I'm the lead level designer with Epic Games. I'm here today to talk about Unreal Championship 2 for the Xbox. This is the first title developed exclusively by Epic Games in-house, exclusively for the Xbox. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the first one with some major graphical enhancements. One of the major features that we've changed is offering the players the ability to switch back and forth from first person to third person on the fly with any of their ranged combat weapons, completely integrated. Sure, no problem. And giving the players complete mobility within the world. You can jump, double jump, dodge, double dodge, and actually use the environmental surfaces as climbing walls, structures, to get around within the world. For example, going into this small chute here, I can climb myself off the world, backflip out off the side, and I'm in a completely new location, flying all over. Certain characters are a lot more acrobatic than others. This girl is a perfect example. If you watch now, I can actually fly out, float, throw myself into a low grab position, and I just fell into a pit of doom, so that was not a good example. But another feature that we've included along with the third-person combat is the addition of a new new layer of weapons, melee weapons, specific to each character. Along with those, each character has a series of moves that they can perform, chaining together light combo attacks, heavy combo attacks, jumping attacks, pounces, and really give the player the ability to close distance quickly. When you're in a fight with someone who has a rocket launcher and you have swords, you bring in a knife to a gunfight, you're going to need some sort of advantage. Some of those moves, for example, right here we have a jumping move where this character will actually build up power, target a character. Let's try that one more time. I'm in a live game right now, so it's not actually working that well. She will build up power, and then you can target a character and launch yourself at them to close the distance quickly.
Another problem with bringing a knife to a gunfight is that if somebody has a sniper rifle or a rocket launcher, if you can't close the distance, you're going to need to be able to get there quickly. So one of the things that we've included is the ability to actually reflect incoming projectiles. If someone fires a rocket at you, if you time it just right, you can knock it out of the way. As your timing improves and you get better at it, you can actually flip the projectile back at the person who fired it at you with a little bit of added extra damage to take them out and just kind of stick it to them that much more.